Look like we got the same record as y'all now. Go Ravens, go Ravens, go Ravens. Because what was y'all saying? Y'all said what? Huh? Oh, all right.
Walk in your truck and take over your truck. Walk in your truck and take over your truck. Walk in your truck and take over your truck. Walk in your truck and take over your truck.
Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. We went on a business trip to Baltimore, Maryland, and we got it done. You feel me? It's crazy, right? There's so much controversy. What's a catch? What's not a catch? And before you will have exhibit A and B and C. We'll get into C later. You feel me? Because y'all gonna see, you know what I'm saying, how people move goalposts, you know what I'm saying, when it's convenient for them. So exhibit A, for as far as I can remember, you had to survive the ground, right, when you catch the ball. A catch 1-2 is just the beginning, right? It's not 1-2 and that's it. 1-2 is just the foundation for establishing what a catch is. 3 and 4, you know what I'm saying? You gotta, if you gotta tuck it, you gotta make a football move. If you fall to the ground, the ball can't be wobbling all around. You can't lose the ball. Okay? These are what the NFL has established a catch to be. This ain't what Steelers fans are making up, because we have been on the other side of this as well. And so this isn't something that, you know, Steelers fans are just, oh, you just saying that because you won. No, we have I want to say fell victim, but I don't even feel like that's correct, because the very next year they changed the rule to something that would have been a catch if Jesse had caught it the next season. That's what it is. And on top of that, likely dropped a touchdown pass in that Thanksgiving game against the Bengals too. So you need to be mad at your boy for not catching the football and securing the package. That's him. That's all him. He has complete control of that. Joey Porter Jr. right here, yeah, he was trying to like mess with him, whatever, but it wasn't enough for him to drop the pass. It looked like he just dropped the pass right here. You cannot, objectively speaking, now there are some Raven fans that's objective. Cool, I'm talking to you. I ain't talking to the rest of yous, okay? You know that wasn't a catch. You know it wasn't a catch. 1-2 doesn't mean catch automatically, because if he takes 1-2 steps and the football is moving, that's the 1-2 don't even count until he has secured the ball. You got to be mad at your guy first and foremost. You got to hold your players accountable first and foremost. And then also, that's exhibit A. Exhibit B is Roman Wilson, right? Roman Wilson against the Packers. He had a pass where he caught in the end zone, and he ended up dropping it at the end. But it was after 5 steps. Like 5, you can put that in slow motion and count 5 steps. That's just what it, man. I'm not saying this because I'm a Steelers fan, because I got content on here where I'm straight blasting the Steelers. Hey, we need to make change. Our offensive coordinator needs to go. Defensive coordinator ain't making adjustments. He needs to go. Tomlin's in the hot seat, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not one to shy away from the truth. And I still believe that. Despite this win, I still believe that. You know, I would rather eat crow and be wrong than sit here and pretend like everything is all good because we beat the Ravens, because it's not. And I'm not coming at you like that. So yeah, exhibit A, exhibit B, exhibit C. Let me get exhibit C for you, because exhibit C is that catch with Zay Flowers, right? Zay Flowers did not survive that catch through the ground. That football completely rotated when he hit the ground. I've seen footballs move less than that, and it was ruled an incomplete pass. Again, being objective. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was given a gem on that. And what y'all do with it? Kick the field goal. So, you know what I'm saying? They gave you a 30-yard, 40-yard catch, whatever it was. They gave you that. And what did y'all do? Turn around and fumble that opportunity. That's not anybody else's fault but the Baltimore Ravens. I don't expect the biased fans to see that, though. I don't expect you to see that unless you're objective regarding the situation. So that's A, B, and C. The fact, and quite frankly, you mad at the refs, you need to be mad at your own defense. You need to be mad at your own defense. Why do I say that? Because you let a 42-year-old run it in for a 15-yard touchdown. Yeah, I know. And I know what you're saying, right? Oh, yeah, but, you know, Flacco did the same thing to y'all in the Bengals game. And guess what? I said it. Many content creators, we was in the break room. Hey, defense cannot let that happen. If we get that stop in that moment, we win the game. You know what I mean? And so it wasn't even like, oh, yeah, you know, like it wasn't like we was making excuses for it. We was like, no, that can't happen. This is 7 points right here. That you let a 40, Flacco just picked up a first down on us. This man Rodgers not only put 6 points on the board, you know what I mean? He hit you with the discount double check at the same time, you feel me? Hit you with the, I own you! I was like, dang, like he ain't say that, but I heard that. Like when he did it, I felt like he did that for Steeler Nation, right? Like he was like, we own you! And you can say, oh yeah, that's not true. We go to AFC championship games and division round, and you lose every time. You lose every time. 1. 2, what no one is even bringing up here. In the last 12 meetings, the last 12 matchups we played the Ravens, we've beat them 9 times. We beat them 9 out of the last 12 times. Let me correct myself. In the last 12 matchups, we beat the Ravens 9 of the last 12 times. I'm not like, I was a C student, you know what I'm saying, in high school. So I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, but that looks like we kind of own y'all. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, you got the playoff win on us. Yeah, we split last year. But before you won that game last year, we had beat y'all like 8 straight times. 8 straight times. That's what Mitch Trubisky dumpster fire starting. That's what Kenny two tiny two gloves starting. Man, like, what we talking about? You gotta be mad at the Ravens, bro. Don't be mad at us. Because did the refs give us those other games? I'm asking for me. Because it sounds like you saying like, you know, the Steelers, you know, got some kind of pull on the refs. Because, hold up, wait a minute. What was that? I did A, B, C. I got Exhibit D for you, too. Calvin Austin, Aaron Rodgers was snapping on the coaches, right? He was like, hurry up and get to the line, hurry up and get to the line so we can get this playoff because Calvin Austin didn't catch that. It was ruled a catch. And without any red flag or anything, they reviewed it, and came back and said Calvin Austin did not catch that pass. So this whole collusion case that the refs were just helping the Steelers out and no one else is a lie. You're emotional. I get it. You lost. I get it. Coming into the season, all Ravens fans, Bengals fans, even Browns fans, NFL fans, all they said was, oh, Steelers are old. They ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing with that roster. Hey, man, we in first place, big dog. Hey, you got to be mad at yourself. Don't bring that negative energy over here. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Because we got our own problems, but we hold our team accountable, right? We was booing. I wasn't, but the Steelers fan base was vocal and booing Renegade. They fire Tomlin chants. You know what I mean? Like, I feel as though to a certain degree, we hold our team accountable. So if the refs helped us win, shouldn't that Calvin Austin catch had not been reviewed and shouldn't it have remained a catch? That's A, B, C, and D now. You gotta hold your own team accountable, bro. You gotta be mad at Lamar, right? You gotta be mad at Lamar. Yes, he made some dimes. He threw some great passes. You know what I mean? And, you know, honestly, it's like the same thing we did with Ben, right? Like, Ben would make crazy plays, but Ben would throw a pick. There would be a turnover because Ben was doing too much. And you gotta take the good with the bad. You know what I mean? Like, Lamar threw a pick to James Pierre. He reached up and snatched it out the air like Spider-Man. And I remember a lot of people giving James Pierre slack last year because we lost to the Ravens, and after the game, James Pierre was doing a jersey swap with Lamar Jackson. And a lot of people went crazy over that because they felt like he wasn't really competing or whatever. But that man is his cousin. That's his cousin. So last year, they criticized him. You know what I'm saying? Does he get love? You know what I mean? You going to give James Pierre some love? Because James Pierre this year, I ain't going to lie, bro. He has been balling. He has been balling, yo. And I remember coming into the season, a lot of people didn't want James Pierre on the roster. And James Pierre right now is our best cornerback, yo. He is our best playmaker at the position. Better than JPJ. He is our best playmaker at the position. Those are the facts. That's what it is. He's making plays. He get interceptions, deflecting balls, like, you know what I'm saying? He's covering, like, they're not keeping him away from their best players. He's guarding ones and twos. Outside, he'll follow him inside. He's playing good ball right now. And I love that for him, man, because it's something about when it doesn't look like you got a chance and you still show up every day and do what you're supposed to do anyway. I respect that. That's a different type of grind. That's a different type of mental headspace that you got to be in. Because coming into the year, I mean, we had Slay, JPJ, we had Corey Trice, who a lot of people was like, you know, they was hoping he was gonna have a breakout year. And then you had James Pierre, you know, and then they started bringing guys that wasn't even going into camp. They started bringing guys in during the season, and you know, it just you know, it looked like James Pierre would get pushed further and further down, but he, because of injuries or whatever, he stayed right in the mix of things, right? And he just stayed ready. He just stayed ready. You stay ready so you don't have to get ready. You know, you do special teams, you do the dirty work, you do all the stuff that, you know, most guys don't want to do. Some guys are not on the NFL roster because they don't want to do special teams. I know you lying. If you want me to be on special teams to make the team, Slim, I'm doing that. To be on an active roster, to get filmed, to just be seen, you feel me, by other teams, I'm doing that. So respect to James Pierre, man. Respect to James Pierre because he deserves it. He deserves all the praise because he is playing phenomenal. And I criticized him last year. Because he just didn't look good, right? I don't know if it was just a growth. You know, you learn, you know what I'm saying? You adapt. And I feel as though he took a huge leap. He took a huge leap. You know, and I love to see that man smiling. I love to see him happy, man, because this is what you work hard for. Even in your personal lives, right? You work hard to have moments like that where you can just smile and say, yeah, I did that, man. Wow, I can't believe that. You know, hard work really pays off. Like, everybody strives for that. Everybody wants that. So big ups to James Pierre for the good play. Also, we covered this topic in the break room as well. Big shout out to Patrick Queen for getting his lick back. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, he played good last year against the Ravens. Like, that game in Pittsburgh, yo, he was going nuts, right? But I feel like this game was even better than that game in Pittsburgh last year with Patrick Queen. Like, he got hurt or whatever. He went out for like a play and a half, 2 plays, and he was back. He's like, nah, I'm playing. And I've said this before. I say, yo, when you got nothing else to play for, when people are critiquing you, when people are like, you know, calling out all the crazy stuff, all the rumors and everything, when you're in that place, you find out who your dogs are. Because you ain't got nothing else to play for except for pride. That's all you got is pride in yourself, pride in your team. You know what I'm saying? Pride in like what you all have done all this year. You know what I'm saying? Pride in realizing how it ended last year and just saying, yo, it ain't going down like that this year. No matter how bad it looks, we're still in first place in the North right now. We got a couple more games left in the season, tough matchups. We got to see the Ravens again last game of the year. We got to play the Dolphins. We got to play the Browns, who Shador had a crazy game. I'm going to do another segment on that. And we got to play the Lions. So, I mean, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. But I feel like, man, we got to build. And a lot of us have said the same. We have to build on this momentum. We can't just let it just go by the wayside. We have to build on this momentum.
And let me just say this, a lot of talk about Mike Tomlin's future in Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin understands what this is all about. He understands in Pittsburgh, it's about championships, it's about playoff runs. But no one embraces challenges like more so than Mike Tomlin. There's a smile on his face. He's going to a place right now, it's a robbery, his back is to a corner, and he will find a way to have this team come out fighting hard. Mike Tomlin understands the next 5 weeks will have tremendous impact on the future of this football team, and you know what? He is not running away from it. He will embrace it.
Hey, from Coach Kyle, man. I want to say I agree with that about 60% of the way. Let's say 70% of the way. I only say that because every December, you know what I'm saying, we've kind of been seeing the same thing. As a Steelers fan, it's nice to win a game in December. Man, I almost forgot what it felt like to win a game in December. So I agree with that, but, you know, to a certain degree. And I know Mike Tomlin knows, Coach Tomlin knows the impact and everything of winning in December. I know that. But, like I said before, if we can get hot at the right time, and right now, there's no better time than right now. If we can get hot at the right time, I say anything's possible because the AFC ain't locked up the way it usually is. You know what I'm saying? You saw the Chiefs lose last night. The Chiefs don't look like the Chiefs. The Bills don't look like the Bills. And even though we lost to the Bills, we had a horrible offensive game. And I don't even think it was anything the Bills did. I think it was on us. I hold us responsible for that loss against the Bills. The guys didn't play hard. They didn't play hard. I feel like at one point they gave up. So I say that respectfully to the Bills. Bills Mafia, I say that respectfully. You won. You won. But I think there were things we could have done better to help us just compete in that game. And so, you know, even if we play the Bills, if we get a rematch with the Bills, I'm confident. If we can play like we played yesterday, we beat the Bills. We beat the Chiefs. You know what I mean? The Colts are slipping. The AFC isn't what we've known it to be in years past. So, and I think we can beat the Patriots a second time if we were to see them. Respectfully. I say that respectfully. So yeah, Coach. You know what I'm saying? Coach Cowher, man. Much respect to Coach Cowher. Much respect to the guys. They went to Baltimore and they got it done. So yeah, I just wanted to jump on here and just talk about the whole catch thing, because I really feel like that's going crazy right now. That's trending right now. I provided 4 examples of what a catch is and what a catch isn't. You know, I'm not saying the refs get it right every time, but you know, there are examples that I can provide to you to show you that, yeah, this is why I say it wasn't a catch. I've covered that. You know, if I'm a Ravens fan, instead of blaming the refs, blame Likely. Likely was too loose with the football. He was loose with the football last week on the Thanksgiving game. You know what I mean? So this isn't like a one-off. This is like a reoccurring thing at this point. Mark Andrews, he made some great catches yesterday, but he dropped some big passes that would have helped convert first downs and that sort of thing and keep drives going. You feel me? Like, and, you know what I'm saying, not even trying to bring up last year, but last year, you know what I'm saying, he dropped the ball that would have helped them beat the Bills. We can't always blame the refs. We can't always blame the refs. At some point, we have to hold our team accountable and just put the pressure on them, or just have the expectation on them to play better. And they know that. They know that. It's no point of being in the comment section, going to war and all this other stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's no point of that because they already know that. But yeah, man, I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Like I said, I'm gonna get into that Shador situation, and we're gonna talk about that because my man put up 300 plus. That's major, bro. You know, I was joking. I was like, yo, Shador gonna pass the rookie record for passing yards in a single game. I mean, this is crazy. This was only his 3rd start. So granted, it was the Titans. So we don't want to overreact on Monday, but it was the Titans. But yeah, man, that was major. That was big time. It's your boy Boomin. I'm gonna holler at you in the next one. Peace.
Boomin' in the evening, boomin' in the morning, 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 boomin' in the evening, boomin' in the morning.